Clint Barton, aka the Hawkeye, is your everyday superhero with bow and arrow. In the MCU, Clint Barton has been working for the Shield until he joins the Avengers. He had a few good years with the team before he was forced to quit because of the Sokovia Accords and the events of Captain America's Civil War. Hawkeye didn't turn rogue like Cap, Natasha and Falcon. Three of them had formed a secret Avengers of their own, operating beyond the provisions of Sokovia Accords. And Thunderbolt Ross was not much pleased with them, to say the least, as we found out in Avengers Infinity War. Clint spending the rest of his life with his family in peace in some distant farm is how most of the romantic stories would have ended. But that is not how things go down in the MCU. It is not for the faint-hearted. Thanks to Thanos' plan of balancing the universe, Clint loses his family in the decimation, like countless other people including Scott Lang aka the Ant-Man. But Clint Barton reacts very differently to these events. He crosses over to the dark side. He lost all that he cared about, and he was outlawed by the governments of the world. You can imagine his frustration. He doesn't only blame the system that divided the Avengers, which led to him losing the family, but he also finds himself helpless in the situation. He can neither go back to being an Avenger because of the Sokovia Accords, nor he can just snap his fingers to make things right. So what does our beloved Clint Barton do? He takes the matter in his own hands. He puts on a mask and sets out to find a way. Here let's just think for a moment how and why Bruce Wayne puts on a mask and why does Clint do it? Very similar motives and underlying circumstances. Other than the fact that Bruce Wayne happens to be the CEO of multi-billion-dollar Wayne Enterprises. And Clint Barton's only assets are his skills, years of rigorous training, his experiences in real-world missions, and unfathomable wrath. So what or who is Ronin? Well, Ronin is a Japanese term for a masterless samurai, and a very apt name for our lone hero who sets on his own journey to do what needs to be done, somewhat like Thanos himself. In the comics, Ronin is a persona that has been taken up by quite a few people. And Hawkeye was not the first Ronin. As I said, Ronin is a concept much like Batman. You put on a bat suit and a mask and you are Batman. But let's not go deep into that. Ronin is much more than just a suit and a mask. It is a symbol that signifies unhinged loyalties with an intense focus on the objective. The objectives that nobody is willing to pursue or nobody dares to. Ronin is a lone wolf. I will go on to say that Ronin is your Arya Stark from Game of Thrones. Two of them share the same scorching fury and relentless pursuit of their enemies. They won't rest until what needs to be done is done. In Avengers Endgame trailer, when Natasha finds him, she looks shook and surprised with a hint of horror on her face. And if you can do that to the Black Widow, who by that time has probably seen it all, you have got to be. I don't know, I don't think it's even possible. Only Clint Barton as Ronin could have probably done that, which he did. In the comics, Hawkeye takes up the mantle of Ronin for a very short period of time when he joins the new Avengers after the events of Civil War and House of M. He was one of the many people who was killed during the House of M storyline, in which Scarlet Witch wipes out all the mutants from the face of Earth. But when the reality is restored, Clint Barton is brought back but as a darker character. As Ronin, he goes on a mission to Japan to rescue Maya Lopez, who was the original Ronin. She has photographic reflexes and is one of the very few comic book superheroes who is deaf. Hawkeye tries to hand over the Ronin costume back to Maya Lopez, but she refuses and asks him to continue the role. However, Clint Barton soon reverts back to being Hawkeye again. Ronin doesn't have some extra powers and abilities over Hawkeye. He's not a level up character like Thor being Rune King Thor or Iron Man with his God Killer armor. Ronin's suit might not have fancy gadgets or nanites, but that is not what Ronin is about. Ronin is a character state, representing a very differentiated character traits. The persona has very little to do with outside appearance, like one of Tony's or Peter's suit upgrades. But it is all about what is going in the head of Hawkeye. If you are a fan of DC's Injustice storyline, then Superman after the death of Lois Lane is a different Superman, right? Although physically nothing is different about him, this Superman doesn't have a different name of his own, but if I were to give him a name, it would be Ronin Superman. So I guess that helps and clear things up a bit. I'm personally thrilled to see Marvel do more with the Hawkeye's character, as he's one of the very few characters that has been around from the very beginning, and yet Marvel has explored so little of him. We hope that changes in the future and we get to see more of him in MCU Phase 4. Probably in Black Widow's solo movie, so we finally learned that what that Budapest reference in the first Avengers movie was all about.
Just like Budapest all over again! You and I remember Budapest very differently.
Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments and please subscribe to our channel for our upcoming content.